Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Why does it look like it's crooked, cockeyed? Anyways, so I just finished rewatching Family Matters for I don't know how many times. I used to watch it all the time growing up. The reruns, but still technically a rerun if it's on Hulu, I think. I don't know. Does it count as a rerun if you're watching it on Hulu? I think so. I don't know. But anyways, that's where I watched it. Was on Hulu. But man, this season just made me feel pretty freaking old. like Cause they had freaking American Gladiators, the OG version of American Gladiators, not the Hulk Hogan and Muhammad Ali's daughter version, which is good, but you can't honestly beat the original, to be honest. But there's just something about this season just that just made me feel old as hell. And that's saying something from someone who's 5 years away from being 30. But man, I don't get me wrong. I love old shows, new shows I haven't seen yet or at all. But Family Matters Season 4 is just... It's just so unique that you think, yeah, in that time, things were vastly different. You take a look at shows from that time frame, that time period, and you compare it to shows like now, right? Shows back then were hardcore family values. What makes a good family? You know? Versus modern day sitcoms, family sitcoms, which are the tropes of family tropes are vastly different nowadays. It's oh, let me drink a bottle of wine with the mother. But in those days, it's the mother is always doing something, the working mother who does everything around the house. When they have, I don't know, it's just weird. Just think, back then, this was the norm. Versus, oh, let me drink a glass of wine to ease into the day, which bugs the living crap out of me. Why? Why do we need to normalize wine drinking? Okay, that's weird. The guy drinks while the guy drinks beer while the woman drinks wine. What if the guy wants to drink wine and the woman wants to drink beer? What's that all about, you know? But I feel like that show, the whole premise of Family Matters is so underrated. Like, back then it was all about Full House, The Cosby Show, which those shows were good. Oh, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but like, when it comes to black sitcom, like black family sitcoms, Family Matters is the most underrated and I would say forgotten show. Cause it's not bad. It's not bad. Yes, there are some classic 90s family sitcom tropes that play into the show. But when it comes to the show itself, it is underrated. It is like the underrated cousin of like sitcoms of the late 80s, very late 80s, early 90s to late 90s. I think. Yeah. But like, anyways, I grew up watching these kinds of shows, so I kind of know a little bit what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just like, wow. Like they have American Gladiator. They have like they have good 90s celebrities come on. Like they had a kind of cameo with Criss Cross. Like Criss Cross was mentioned in the show. I would kind of count them as a cameo, or have a cameo, because of the poster. But yeah, it's just so unique, like the style, and Steve Urkel. Who doesn't love Steve Urkel? You know, you can be like probably 5, 6, 7 years old nowadays, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put on like Steve Urkel, because everybody knows Steve Urkel at this point, I'm pretty sure. And I pretty much grew up watching the reruns of like classic 90s sitcoms and other sitcoms from various decades. But nothing truly hit home. Nothing really truly hit home for me, but like nothing truly felt like home to me with but Family Matters and Step by Step and Boy Meets World. But those are different shows with different cast, but they still played within the same ballpark of 90s sitcoms, family sitcoms. And yes, it did. The 90s sitcom played heavily on, oh, the oldest is the outgoing one. The middle child is the nerdy one, or the nerdy slash gossipy wannabe cool kid, and the youngest is the do this, do that type of trope, you know, or the I'm the youngest, so what I do, you know, what I say, I will get a free pass, you know, because I've always had to get the free pass, you know, which they played heavily into. They play heavily into the trope. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter what kind of trope they want to, like, use, but they use it because it's the 90s. And, like, okay. But at the end of the day, it's not bad. Like, this show needs a revival. Hopefully better than what they did with Full House, which I said yesterday. But to be honest, I kind of want to see the Winslows in modern day. What are they doing now? What have they done? You know, I want to see what happened to the Winslows in a revival, because I would like to see a modern take on the Winslows or Family Matters, because of where they left off. I don't even remember where they left off. It's been years since I've seen the show. Well, years till now, but, like, still, I love it. It's pure 90s. It's just pure late 80s, early 90s family sitcoms that we don't see anymore nowadays. It's always the drinking mom, the beer drinking dad come together, or the blended family, which is a trope. And that's kind of annoying nowadays too. But still, this show is a gem of its time. And we forgot. It's like one of those, like, forgotten gems that we just don't talk about at all. It's like, oh, you remember that show? What was that show? Where with the dad is a cop and the mom has those nice, cool 90s shirts, jackets and stuff like that, and the nerdy kid who does, did I do that? You know? And it's like, are you talking about Family Matters? Family Matters. I think you're talking about Family Matters. And it's like, yeah, that show. You wanna watch that? It's on Hulu. It's on Netflix. Nah, it's not on Netflix. It's just on Hulu. That I know of. But, like, it is a good show. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys so far. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.